I started drinking about, I think, 13 or 14 years old. When I began drinking, all of the other things came along with that. I was, sexually promiscuous at a very young age. My first child was born when I was 13. He was born dead. He was stillborn. The cycle was just there. There was, inappropriate touching, by adults in the household and things of that nature. And so trying to get away from those things. And through that cycle, I ended up going back to North Carolina to live with my grandmother, who was a double amputee and had the system of diseases that go along with the way in which we think and the types of nutrition that we are verbally or mentally feeding ourselves. And so I went to live with her, and actually taking on, the adult roles of, taking care of the house and all these kinds of things like that. And all the other stuff came along with that. Again, the promiscuity, relationships outside of marriage and things like that. Got married for the first time at 17. And my oldest daughter was born shortly after that, about 6 months or so after that, and married into a family with the same types of challenges that I had grown up with. And I lived in North Carolina for a few years, and then thought that there must be something better to life, and so I went to New Jersey, where my mom was, to live with her. And when I got there, I took with me all the baggage of the drinking and drugging, using marijuana, and and cocaine and things like that. And along with that, kind of the lying, the stealing, the cheating, being late for work, being asked to resign from jobs, because of those kinds of things, sleeping on the job, and all of that kind of stuff. And that, went on for years. I enlisted in the Navy in 1979, wanted to complete my bachelor's degree. I didn't want to save the world, or anything like that. I wanted to complete my bachelor's degree. So to me, it was evident that I was searching, and that's what I've discovered throughout the years. The disease is a process of looking for knowledge in a lot of places. And when I got down to my bottom, I was able to understand that the knowledge that I was searching for was right within myself. I had bouts of, before I went on active duty, of all, drinking, all night and all day, not being emotionally available for, my daughter and things like that. And a part of my disease was a great mask, because there are questions that people ask you on official, applications and things like that, such as, do you have a history of psychological illnesses and things like that? And the answer is no. And until a person begins to recognize, as you get very, very far down that road, that the diseases of alcoholism, addictions to the drug of alcohol and to marijuana, those are mental illnesses. But it takes a little bit of studying. It takes a little bit of time for an individual to get to that point. My disease actually changed. It was kind of like a chameleon, because when I went on active duty, I went from that process of drinking, whenever I could, to becoming a quote-unquote social drinker. But everything in my life reflected the disease still. The relationships, the financial areas and all that, those arenas, it was just running rampant. And there, some of my history with the disease of addiction included some incarcerations, short term, but incarcerations, still, that's just the process, because to me, that's what I was doing. I was trying to incarcerate myself. I call incarceration taking time out. And today I can, sit down and read a book for 15 minutes, or, go look at the sunset or something like that. And so I don't have to have that drastic curve in order to think rationally today.